Welcome to today's collective reading. I do have a new technology set up here with the speakers, so I do believe that the quality of the audio should be of a higher level. But yeah, the energy's been really interesting, so let's just jump right into it here. Beginning with the placement for Earth, what is solid, immovable, constant, firm, stable. What are you observing but not necessarily pointing out or speaking to? What are you analyzing? Oof. Okay, immediately, this ability to channel. Like I don't necessarily need the cards, but they do allow me to open to some possible bits here and there that allow my conscious mind to kind of step a little more to the side. So without clarifiers right now, I'm looking at you've mastered this ability to transmute energy, to have bits and pieces of energy, knowledge, communication that's chunky and edgy and appearing to be one way but actually another. You're able to allow that to flow. You're not necessarily letting it steal your peace, because honestly, in this state, you're kind of standing up for yourself in this position. There's some energy that's wanting to knock you out of your game here. They're wanting you to stop doing your light work. And you're sitting with that, and you're taking your power back from it. Taking your power back, sometimes that will manifest with like a motivating energy of compensating in a way, like if you feel vulnerable, instead of feeling vulnerable, you get angry that you were made to feel vulnerable, and then you take your power back, and then you don't need to be angry anymore because you've made yourself safe, or you've taken back that power, and really you had confidence in yourself the whole time that it would always work out, because it always does. So your peace was never really stolen. To be angry is sometimes healthy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But you do kind of wonder why exactly all of this is happening. What is the point for you to have this, you, to be aware of this, you? There's that question that's present within your pondering, with your observing and analyzing of it. All right, we're going to move into the assertive energy present that's being a little more highlighted for you at this time. So assertively, you are in a state of abundance. You are. What I have here is the Nine of Cups that just came out upright, and paired with it is the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe there's a bit of a romantic aspect to it there, of an abundance of emotion present within that pentacle, that offer coming in. Yeah, you're abundant in your emotional intelligence, definitely. You're very emotionally intelligent. You have knowledge that others don't, and they're all kind of gathered around you, ready to hear you speak, hear you share your story. Your story has power. You may feel small or humble, or that you're not the only person that knows these things, but you're rarer than you realize. There is so much that comes from the knowledge that you have that can benefit so many people, because you have one person heal a little bit, they'll help other people heal that very thing. It's this chain reaction. That's why you've been given this ability, because you've risen to the occasion. You're capable, and you haven't walked away from it. So there is some kind of a offer, and it could be just divine bringing you the abundance. It doesn't have to be an individual or a situation or a dynamic or a group. It could just be like you're getting that inheritance coming in. You're getting to experience that manifestation because you have been in that Nine of Cups. You're sharing your light, your wisdom. You're not alone in gaining that wisdom. You've been guided the whole way, even through the hard things, even through the painful things. Sometimes the greatest lessons that we kind of incorporate into ourselves and learn about ourselves are as a result of the painful experiences. All right, so what's being highlighted in the receptive aspect to displacement? Be receptive to the concept that you have mastered this. Own this. Okay, all right, that's what I heard. Okay. All right, so you have the Devil in reverse, and then the Five of Cups. So the Devil in reverse is, in alignment there in the placement, with the Nine of Cups. The devil cannot stop you. You're not letting the devil keep you from spreading your light. Pull those strings like you're a puppet. You're not letting them stop your forward momentum. And because of that, this Ace of Pentacles paired with the Five of Cups, that abundance, that offer, that emotional inheritance as well. It could definitely be for some of you a romantic situation. You have this concept that people that have chosen to walk the path of darkness, possibly for, whatever reason, sometimes it's because they don't have any other option around them. They don't know any other way. And they may be receptive to another way. They may be manifesting your light. Either way, there is an energy around you that is becoming more of the light as a result of this. And it could be just those that are near, around, interacting with your light work, but this is very specific to a particular situation, dynamic, or individual. You've been very, very focused on this particular spot. When you focus that light work. So it's becoming more, instead of like a black hole with space terms, it's becoming a white hole. It's learning, it's assimilating, it's accumulating. It's accumulated enough light, if you will, for that offer to come through. And let's move into the placement of air for what you know, what you've learned, any kind of downloads that have come in, just really anything to do with information, knowledge. Ooh, okay. Okay, before I speak on that, I want to clarify a bit more here, just because I want to make sure that's what is wanting to be for sure communicated. Okay, can I have 2 cards for the assertive energy needing to be highlighted here? So this placement is speaking to different aspects of self, be they different timelines, be they you and all of your different life times, your incarnations, your ancestors. There's also a very protective element of like a bear spirit, as well as crow or raven. Very ancestral. And there's healing happening. You're being protected. And there's wisdom that's guiding you. Whether you directly interact with this energy, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you know who these energies are, and that you are being aided, you are being guided, you are being connected deeply into your roots. With the clarifications, in the assertive energy, there is a overflowing cup of emotion that is present here. This cup could have been toxic at one point because it had been sitting, just there was no flowing to it. There was no giving, there was no taking. It was just sitting there stationary. And when water doesn't flow, algae, things like that, they tend to grow in that. It becomes toxic, undrinkable. That is not the case here. There's a lot of flowing water here. And there's a connection with divine aspect to it. And knowing that you're not going to necessarily drown in this water because you're capable, you're going to be able to float. You're going to be able to enjoy the being above the water and enjoying it. But you have a very assertive, dominant energy that has not really made a decision. There's so many different aspects that surround them that tug and pull, and they do a pros and cons list like they're still stuck in I can't do anything. There's no clear, obvious choice. So they've sat there. That's why it's been stagnant. That's the word, stagnant. So assertively, that's why. That's what you know. That's what you've observed. And that's something that's being confirmed. That this has been going on. Paired with the assertive Ace of Cups is the inverted Hanged Man in the reverse. You're not hanging around waiting for this to become a thing anymore, and to be receptive to the concept that you can come down from just waiting for things to happen, waiting for it to come to you, waiting for the signal. You've received the signal. It's time. It's time you come down and let these plans play out and just go with the flow and trust your intuition to guide you, to point you in the correct direction. Paired with that inverted King of Swords, you have the upright King of Cups. So this strong, assertive energy, it's becoming aware of the importance of the feelings, the emotions, the intuition that comes in with that, the abilities. If they are already a pretty intuitive, assertive individual, then that ability is going to get even more sharp, honed. They'll possibly gain new aspects to it, new awarenesses. This is what's going to tip that decision for them, because they were only weighing in the physical, like the statistics. They were only taking in the facts. They were not taking in the bigger picture. What we feel, what we're passionate about, drives what we put our will behind, thus what we manifest. If we don't have passion, feeling, emotion, that will is not as intensely focused. Thus, you're not manifesting as well, efficiently, however you want to describe that. This is what's tipping the balance here, and that healing. I really feel this is being mirrored within you, but their ancestors, their spirit guides, they're helping them heal this so they can see this and understand how incredibly obvious the choice is, really, when they take in all of the important factors. Mainly, not including the emotion is excluding a huge part of manifesting. It's huge. They need to include that. Okay. Moving into the placement of fire. This is the will that, is going to have this awareness of the emotion now and how potent and strong that is when it comes to focusing the will and directing it. Supercharging it, if you will. Okay. Right now there is a will. I mean, yeah, I could definitely speak to it being something present within the dream space, but I think that they're willing their dreams into reality here. They're wanting to see, as well as you're wanting to manifest your dreams into your physical reality. So let's get some clarifiers here on the the assertive energy that's needing to be highlighted for the collective. Okay, that's too much. Well, right, like I have one clarifier here right now. I think I know where this is going. You're asking me to do a bit of a shuffle here. So the first clarifier is saying that they're wanting to highlight that this is the world and it's not necessarily the way it is desired to be at this time. It's highlighting how out of balance it truly is to where they originally wanted it to become manifest from. All right. Yeah. Very focused on the money aspect of things. The physical abundance, be it cars, be it money, be it houses, clothes, cell phones. They wanted this to be in the upright, and they wanted the world to be in the upright. That was their dream. So, assertively acknowledging this is the first step in changing the manifestation. Because they've acknowledged this, they're realizing that they have to change either A, how they relate to these things, B, how they feel about it, about themselves, as well as, how you relate to the world and how you relate to money and abundance. Okay, let's get the receptive energy in here before I speak more to this. Okay, what is needing to be highlighted in receptive energy? Okay. Yeah, this makes a little more sense here. Thank you for highlighting the specific point for the collective for me. So the reason that their world is not right is because you are isolating from them. You are keeping them out in the cold. You can come out, but you're not. And they don't understand why. You have, paired with the inverted 10 of Pentacles, you have an inverted Emperor. They are recognizing that they were not balanced in how they approached this. They're realizing that what they've manifested is not what they dreamed. It's not where they started. I'm going to pull a couple more on these. Situation here, because this is speaking to what they wanted and what they're realizing they don't have. They wanted to give you the world and to not have to worry about money, and for you to know that they were balanced and stable. And you maybe wanted to give all this to yourself, but there's something that you're telling them that they don't necessarily know. They're not necessarily receptive to hearing it because they're inverted. They think that they're, a balanced Emperor upright, but they're not. They think they're receptive and they're not. That's why you're, still keeping the door shut, why you're not opening it. So they're missing things and they're aware of this. They're aware of this now, that there's a imbalance between you and them, or their assertive or receptive energies, as well as that within yourself in this situation. So, can I have some guidance on this here, please? I'm gonna pull in another deck here. What is the advice here for this? Because it definitely is calling for, this is very much like highlighting what they're realizing they don't have, and you're highlighting that by not coming out of the cold. So what is the advice here? Right, so we have the Lovers. This could definitely be a soulmate partnership, kind of a soul contract. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it definitely implies that. And that is upright. And that is major arcana. So this is part of your contract. This is divinely guided. We had two come out together here. And we have the Emperor and the World. These are all major arcana. We have the Lovers paired with the World. So what is pairing with this Emperor? The Eight of Wands. So this is forward momentum, communication. So, because they're major arcana, this inconsistency, they don't understand why they're still out in the cold, why you're not being receptive, why you're not opening that door. That there's a major miscommunication here, misunderstanding. The divine has stepped in. The divine is intervening. Thus, the three major arcana of interference, or them coming, the divine coming in and guiding Lovers, because the World needs them to come together. It's their soul contract. And you have an Emperor, major arcana. He's there. He's going to find, they're going to make that balance, that knowledge, that information integrate. However they're interfering, however they're helping, if you will, this has to happen. And it will bring in communication that is swift and efficient and balanced. There is a image of a cat on this one in particular. And cats, they always land on their feet. The way that they land distributes force that would typically, depending on, you know, the being, like injure them. But the way that their body absorbs it, moves it through the body, it diffuses it, and it doesn't end up harming them. Depending on the height and force and all of that, they're amazing creatures. So this is balanced, emotional, focused communication that'll be coming forward with, why are we still in this state? It's possible you won't have to explain it, because the divine is doing that part with, you know, intervening on the connection's behalf. All right, so now we're going to move into the element of water, which will be the emotions, the intuition, the feeling. What does the collective need to know at this time? This is asking you to surrender to the flow of life, to your light and shadow side, to the connection to nature, to what you know. That you are balanced within. You have assertive and receptive energies present within you, and you own them. To surrender and let the divine work in this situation is what I get right away. Okay, and let's get the highlighted assertive energy present here. There is a very strong presence and awareness of disappointment present within this situation that you're dealing with at this time. And it'll be different for each of you. There's so many people that will be possibly encountering this reading, as it's timeless. And they know where they want to go. They've chosen the path that they want to take, and they're doing everything they can to trust that path, because they they could have chosen other ways. But there's a lot of emotion between them and their destination, and the boat's nowhere near them. They're hesitating. They're taking a path that's less traveled. Maybe they're not taking a ship. Maybe they're taking a rowboat. Maybe it'll be just them that's the passenger. Going into the receptive aspects being highlighted, paired with the Four of Cups with the disappointment, just that they're very aware of that experience. Be it, you are kind of disappointed in something you put your energy towards, or an individual that's in this assertive energy is very aware of your experience of disappointment or their own. Very complex here. It's a very heavy experience of this. This is a burden. This is something that they have been doing everything they can to get to where you are when you're ready to receive. When you're surrendering, they want to be there so that they can take that disappointment, and the two of you can work on that. Or you yourself can let down this burden so that you can move towards something that's more of a new beginning, something with a firmer rooted foundation that's solid. Either way, you're moving forward. You're receptive to something new, to a new chapter. You're ready to be in the now, not in the past. The receptive energy being highlighted that is pairing with the Three of Wands here is the Ace of Wands inverted. It's bringing that intuition all the way down to Mother Earth. Not just in the third eye, but in your throat, in your heart, in your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your root, all the way down to the core of the planet, to your connection to Gaia. The pain of this experience. There's a lot of pain present here. To feel the pain of the world is to have compassion for it. It's also, at times, it's not for the weak. Like, it is not something that is to be taken lightly. It is a lot for any one being to be aware of. The sense that you're being prepared for something to come required this. And you're to that point that you're ready to just be done with it. And that's why it's inverted. You're ready to not be experiencing this anymore. You've had enough pain. Okay. I think that would probably conclude. I'm going to grab a couple oracles, though. Excuse me. I'm thinking of a specific deck here. I think it's this one. Yeah. With my moving to a new room, things are organized a little different. All right. Can I get some additional guidance for the collective today on today's reading? Just overall. 3 cards, crossing card, please. Okay. So what's come out for additional guidance as you go through this process of the divine intervening in the situation to bring balance in, to work with the Merkaba symbol. It's very, not only does it elevate your energy vibration, it protects your energy. Nothing can cross it. So you have the pyramid within a pyramid, and they're spinning in opposite directions. Nothing can get through that. It's yours. So when you go to bed, do that. When you wake up in the morning, do that. When you go outside, do that. If you know you're going to be interacting with an energy, do that. work on that so that it's something that you don't necessarily have to focus on, because it's always there. But it is a confirmation that you are ascending, that this painful experience of being aware of the pain of the world, your body, your energy throughout, the dimensions is being upgraded. It's ascending to be able to cope with this much energy coming through you and you not be overwhelmed. Pairing with that is the order of, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Melchizedek. You're ready to be done with this. This is very painful. You're ready for it. Like you're ready. It's very painful. It's encouragement to not give up at this point, to work with that Merkaba and allow this integration, this upgrading of your being, to allow this to become something you're more comfortable with, is less painful for you to experience, and that this very muchly is part of your mission. This is something that needed to happen for what the next step in your mission is. And know that you are a light worker. You are a warrior for the light. You may honor and respect that darkness within you, but you don't use it to harm just to harm. You allow it to work for the light too. And there's an emphasis upon getting downloads, even just the recalling of your power from this situation. That could be like with the first placement of Earth, where you're not letting the devil keep you from doing your light work, from speaking your truth. Because others are out there are needing that light. They need to know they're not alone. And they're going through it too. You're thinking about that future and you want it to be a better place. It starts with contributing to it in a better way. Whatever we put out there comes back to us. You could have, you could resonate with being, an Arcturian starseed as well. This is being emphasized here to work with light codes. So spend some time in the sun. Maybe do some research on Arcturian if that resonates with you. Otherwise, spending some time with the sun should be able to help with the integration of these changes to your energy body, and your physical form is changing too. They're helping you to be able to cope with the amount of pain that you're experiencing because you feel so much of the world's pain. You're also aligning with your soul tribe. So you're not just going to be interacting with your Arcturian ancestors. You're going to have real people here, physically present, soul family, that you're going to be able to connect with and know you're not alone, that you could reach out and touch, you could poke them and go, oh my gosh, you're real. You're going to have that sense of belonging in this coming in as well, to help you not feel so alone in this. All right, and that concludes today's reading. I do hope that you found some guidance, that it affirmed your own intuitive knowing, and that you don't feel so alone. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste.